Okay, where do I start? Where do I start? Well, let me start here. Hi, you guys. How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. I've needed a little bit of time, thrown out a couple things on some of my other social medias, but this is a first video in quite a while. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff for you, though. Let's see. Um, oh, voter fraud. Somebody asked me. I put out a video and showing some other videos and talking about a little bit of voter fraud. And so I have a little bit of documentation. You know, documentation is always very good, very good. And what this one is this is County of Kings. All of this is public knowledge. You can Google it. And you usually, and even with stuff like this, you have to go down a couple because Google's going to give you what they want you to pick first. And don't pick that. But pick something else. Go down and look for what you're looking for, what you want, and pick one of those. So, it is very rare that it's the first one. Anyway, so let's see. So we have a little County of Kings. That's a kind of cool name, I think. County of Kings. If you live in that county, or you walk around even standing prouder because you live in the County of Kings. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. County of Fresno. A lot of County of Fresno. And San Bernardino County, the largest county in California. I wonder how many registered voters they have. I wonder how many votes have been cast. Well, we'll see how that goes. But yes, so if you want to know about voter fraud, educate yourself a little, or you can watch a little more of my videos, and we will see where it goes from here. But definitely, there is voter fraud. There is massive, nationwide voter fraud. It is real, you guys. It is as real as the coronavirus. Yes, it is. And sorry to say, it seems like it might be that deadly. It is definitely economically killing. So, it is very real. And so is the coronavirus. I have never once said that the coronavirus, blah, 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 that the coronavirus, nothing has changed. I still get tongue-tied. That the coronavirus is not real. What I have said, and what I will say, and what I continue to say, and what science continues to say over the years, way before yesterday, 2019, 2002, 2000, 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, 1960s, the coronavirus, in the mid 1960s, the coronavirus was first identified. The coronavirus, now, there has been 31 identified, and there are 4 categories. Coronaviruses cause the common cold. This is where I need you to think back again and remember the common cold affects everybody differently. Some people get sick. Some people get sick. Some people get the 24-hour flu. Have you ever had the 24-hour flu? The 24-hour bug? Have you ever been laid out on the couch eating crackers and 7-Up? That was me as a kid. I always had a lung issue. And so it hit me a little worse. Have you ever had to keep your kid home from school? Or take your kid to the doctor, or yourself to the doctor, because you just needed a little bit more, and they found out you had an upper respiratory infection? Well, your upper respiratory infection is caused by the common cold. And if it's not taken care of well, or caught in time, you might wind up with walking pneumonia. And if the walking pneumonia isn't caught in time, because some of us stay home too long, we might wind up in the hospital with pneumonia. And this is all caused by the common cold virus. Probably one of the 4 categories of coronaviruses. And then what they said was new in the 2002, 2003 was the SARS and the MARS. And the MARS is the Middle East. That's what the ME in it is. Middle East respiratory, acute respiratory syndrome. And so, folks, there are a lot of people getting sick right now again. And guess why? Guess why? It's flu season again. It is flu shot season again. And once again, they are giving us, in the middle of a pandemic, they are giving us a flu shot? Have you ever wondered how the flu is injected into the country? It is either injected, like they say the coronavirus came from China. So it came across on an airplane or on a boat. An infected person came and gave it to somebody who gave it to somebody who gave it to somebody. That is one way of catching it. So does that mean every flu season somebody gives us a virus? Well, there's another way of also catching the flu. Non-vaxxers catch the flu from vaxxers, and everybody, whether the herd immunity is through vaccine or by catching it by the non-vaxxers and getting through it. And the sad part is, some get sicker and pass. Whether that is because of the virus itself or what is already in their bodies to cause them to get sicker. But now, folks, we are fighting off the flu shotters, because I am a non-vaxxer. I guess I can label myself that because I will not take a vaccine, and I have not taken a flu shot vaccine at all. I have never taken a flu shot vaccine. I have taken, well, no, I guess that's an antibiotic when you cut yourself and it starts looking like you're about to turn gangrene or something going on. I had one of those on my hand. I cut myself with a can opener. Not the can opener, with the can, the edged. Before I bought my Tupperware can opener, which is an awesome product. You can purchase those. I'll leave a link in the description below. This is my 2-second commercial. And it is also my my Tupperware site. And so if you would like to become a Tupperware dealer, please leave a comment below or send me a message. I will leave my email as well. And a way to, yes, I will, my personal web page. And you can contact me through there. And it is an awesome thing. And guess what? Right now, if you want it all to be online, it can be. Yes. Or you can do, if you want to do a small party, you can also do that. It depends on you. It's your choice. So it is extremely versatile. So Tupperware, and so I took a shot, but that was an antibiotic, right? That's not an immunization. So no, I have not been immunized at all, and I will not take an immunization, and I also will not kill myself. But so yeah, coronavirus. This is crazy, you guys. You know what? We have something a lot of people don't have. And that is the sad part is, number one, they don't have it. They can find ways, and when they do, sometimes they are punished for it. But maybe to them, the freedom is more important. And they take those chances, and they learn about stuff that is really going on and not just what they are told. And so it's crazy that this keeps jumping. I'm wondering, is it stopping? I'll have to see in the video. That was to bookmark it. Sorry, you guys, I'm not going crazy. At least not yet. But yes, there are many articles. If you can see that. Maybe, let me see if I turn this off and just use outside lighting. How is that? Okay, well, no, it's the outside lighting that's the problem. So we'll turn this back on. Oh, what is going on? There we go. So what it is, it's the initial observations of COVID-19 within U.S. children. It is a very interesting article. It is from Hospital Pediatrics, October 2020. And it lays out children that were observed from, let's see. The retrospective review was performed of patients ages 0 to 18 years old admitted into our inpatient pediatric service at a children's hospital in Brooklyn, New York, from March 18th to April 15th, 2020, who tested positive by polymyxin chain reaction for the SARS coronavirus 2 virus, or CoV-2, SARS-CoV-2, SARS coronavirus 2 virus, okay, on a nasal specimen, okay? So they watched them and the results and all of the outside the home 3 were looks like some parts of it were done in our discussion. The hospitalized pediatric patients had a web spectrum, few delayed classic respiratory symptoms associated with the disease. The adult population, only 41% of them admitted had respiratory tract illnesses. These findings differed from the description of the disease in several initial studies out of China, where the major presentation was respiratory illnesses of variety severity. Okay, so seems like my analysis, this would be my analysis, I don't know, but and I say please read it. I read it last night, and it will make you go, oh, okay. And then there is, it will, no, let me not say it like that. Like I said, the virus, all viruses, it doesn't matter what virus it is. It doesn't. All viruses treat each and every last one of us differently. All of us are made up uniquely. But my question is, and that is our DNA. Our DNA is unique. Okay? But my question is, why do they put DNA in the immunizations? And what DNA is it? Anybody? Ideas? Please comment below. And then there is, let's see, let me see where the date on this one is, because that's the important part to me. Okay, is the date. This one was the first one that, this is a really good explanation into okay, so this one I think goes back to the early 70s. Okay, this one goes back to talking about the coronaviruses in the early 70s. Okay, and also as well as the SARS-CoV, which I took my glasses off, and I need them at this moment because this writing is small. Oh, the MERS-CoV, which in the case of the MERS-CoV studies in Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and Jordan have shown that camels, oh wow, are neutralizing antibodies against Wait, camels have shown that Domanderi camels are seropositive for neutralizing antibodies against the Mars COVID. Okay, so that is the SARS. We know what SARS is, most of us, but it was in the Middle East, and that's what made it Mars. And so it just gave it a geographical identification instead of calling it the Middle Eastern disease, because it came from the Middle East. I don't know. But no, it was SARS. And so let's see, where did SARS, do we know where SARS came from? So SARS is said to have been first found Zootonic reservoirs. Okay, no. Based on currently available evidence. Oh, okay. This is the ecology of human coronaviruses. Based on current available evidence, the four categories of coronaviruses, which are 229E, OC43, NL63, and HKUI, are well adapted to humans. And the viruses widely circulate in the human population, with most cases causing mild disease in incompetent adults, and none of these viruses have been found to be maintained within an animal reservoir. However, in the case of SARS-CoV and MARS-CoV, the viruses are not as well adapted to being maintained in humans, and thus are likely spread mainly in zootopic reservoirs, with occasional overspill into a susceptible human population. Possibly via an intermediate host species. Okay, so number one, they're common. Number two, they're not common. And number three, they're common. Okay, and what I mean by that is that they widely circulate through the human population. And they have never been eradicated. Once again, how many times have you heard you can't cure the common cold? I will wait, because I remember it being said 1,000,000 times at least before high school. And I don't believe I'm over exaggerating at all. That was the saying. You can't cure the common cold. That is why we have all this stuff. on the shelves to ease our discomfort because nothing cures it. We fight it off, or sadly, we don't. But it is not a reason to lock down our state, to lock down our country. It is not a reason for us not to stand up and fight against this tyranny so that the rest of the world will be able to fight. I understand when people say that Africa is the motherland to humanity, to humans. The first man and woman were created and born on the African continent, but America is the land of freedom that the world watches. And if we as Americans will not stand up for our own freedoms and open our eyes to what we already know, I'm going to give Como one high five. He said something one time on CNN. He said it to speak against God. But it is, I will take it and use it in this aspect. We already know it is inside of us. We have to remove ourselves from the world. Remove ourselves from, they wouldn't do that to us. Because, sweetie, yes, they would. Yes, they have in the past. And yes, they have been doing it. We have it inside of us. And there's a piece of us that don't want to believe it. But it is real. It is. One last question, and I'm going to post this. When was the last time legal employment that put food on a family's table was unessential? How can your business be unessential if it feeds your family? It is essential. How can your job be unessential if it feeds your family? It is essential. You are essential. Your children are essential. America is essential. Please stand up and fight for our freedom. Fight for the future of America. The future of the next generation. And never ever forget, God loves you. Fight for religious freedom, no matter the faith.